Today, I just realized I'm an idiot because I realized that I've already done a video kind of talking about if games that have been around for a long time, if they should get an offline service. I just didn't check my previous made videos, and today I did that because I was just curious, and I'm like, oh, I already made a video on this. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about the newer version I did. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there first in case people thought that I just made the same video again just to do it. No. Honest to God, I thought this was my first time doing this, but it wasn't, so it was my bad. I probably should check my videos before I decide to make another one. But I just want to put that out there now because like I said, I just realized that today. So yeah. Anyway, on to better things. So today on the channel we have something different. I still don't know why I have to say that every time I do something different on the channel, but so today we're talking about something pretty familiar. Brave Frontier. I know. It's only my last 3 videos have been on Brave Frontier, but that's neither here nor there. So today I want to talk about, because I did this concept with Unison League, and I checked before I did this. I have not made a video on this for Brave Frontier, so I'm good. But I was just sitting around thinking, if Brave Frontier was still alive, what collabs could they have possibly gotten in this year or in 2020 or whatever? So today I'm going to be thinking about collabs that Brave Frontier could have done and give my thoughts and units they could have added into that limited pool and why they should get that collab. So join me here on this. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I don't know how long I'm going to be talking, but yeah, join me on this little adventure, traveling down memory lane, remembering Brave Frontier and some of their really weird collabs. So yeah, let's get started right now. All right, so collab number 1. Well, not number 1. I have some in order and some are kind of not in order, but this one was the first one that I had up. There's the reason why I had Grand Summoners up. I think it would have been really cool if Brave Frontier got a Grand Summoners collab. Now hear me out on this one, because Brave Frontier is the grandfather of pixel mobile games, pixel RPG mobile games. Brave Frontier ran, so Grand Summoners, Lost Claudia, and whatever else. Okay, this game was out here fighting for its life when no one believed in pixel games. And now look at pixel games in 2023. We got Octopath Traveler, Octopath Traveler 2, Triangle Strategy, Grand Summoners, Lost Claudia. Those are only 4 I can think of right now. I'm pretty sure I'll probably think of more, or you in the comments will let me know. But yeah, there have been a plethora of pixel mobile RPGs. I don't know why I talked about Triangle Strategy. It's not on mobile yet, but anyway, the senior here or there. I think it would have been really cool if they did that just to show homage, kind of being these are 2 pixel games, and they both okay. Brave Frontier didn't get a lot of collabs, but Grand Summoners gets collabs out the hoo-ha. As me recording this video on the JP version of Grand Summoners, they're getting a fake collab. I think in the past they had a JoJo's collab. So, yeah, and Grand Summoners and Brave Frontier play very similarly, so it would just make sense for them to collab with each other, being like, hey, my boy, I appreciate you keeping this pixel RPG thing alive, you know what I'm saying? So, they could have did that. The units they could have made, summonable, they could have just made, the main characters, I guess, summonable units. I also forgot that Grand Summoners got a 1-punch in that collab. So they could have made Rhea summonable, I don't remember your name, Roy, Mithra, or whatever your name is, Fen, and the main cast, essentially, summonable units. Or they could have made Rhea's free, because when Brave Frontier got an Alchemist Code collab, the main character Logi was free, and I think Yes was free. It's been so long that I don't remember, but I think it was something like that. So they could have had it part 1 could have been You can summon for Iris, Roy, I can't remember bro's name. Dude with the eye patch, I don't remember his name. I don't know a lot of Grand Summoner characters' names. But they could have made those two for part 1. Possibly. And then part 2 could have been Sword, Flame Girl, Fen, and the other these two. Or maybe they could have been like, if they did part 3, it could have been those two. I don't know, but they could have did something like that. I forgot that Grand Summoners also got an Overlord collab. But, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it wouldn't have worked. But, no. It would have worked. If Brave Frontier can get a Guilty Gear collab out of nowhere, then they can get a Grand Summoners collab. I still don't understand why they did a Guilty Gear collab. Like, it's so weird. What is it? Is this Twitter? Yeah, it is. Okay, alright. So, we'll move on to this one. Let's close these tabs afterwards. The next game that they could have did a collab with is One Piece. Now, hear me out. Because One Piece has a mobile game. Well, they have several, but they have a kinda, sort of, a little bit, not really, kinda, but yeah, at the same time, you can kinda say it's kinda like Brave Frontier mobile game, Treasure Cruise. And Treasure Cruise, you pick 6 units, and it's an RPG, but it's like a time-based RPG. It's where, like, if you hit the right if you hit the... I can't explain this. I'll have to put footage up or something to explain it, but it's kind of like, you have 6 units, and if you click on the next unit before, like, the little tap thingies go away, you do more damage. So this is why I kind of said it's like, it's kind of, sort of, not really, kind of, but yeah, like Brave Frontier. So it's not pixel. Treasure Cruise is not a pixel. It's not a pixel mobile game, but it's an RPG, kind of. And it just reminds me of Brave Frontier a little bit, because with the units, you have a cost thing, and Brave Frontier also had, like, a cost. So that way, you know, if you play Treasure Cruise, like, right now, you can't just, like, you get, like, a bunch of, like, 6 stars and stuff, or Shugos. You can't just automatically put them all on the team. You have to get more costs to put them on a team. Now, that should sound familiar, because Brave Frontier was the same way. Or at least back in the day. It's gone now, so I don't know. But, yeah. And it could work. It could work, because if Dragon Ball... No, these are two completely different things, but if Dragon Ball could get a quote-unquote collab with One Piece, because it wasn't really a collab, it was just like... No, it wasn't a collab, because you couldn't get any One Piece units in Dokkan Battle. You could just battle against Don Flamingo and then get a Bye Guys Goku. By the way, Dokkan, we're still waiting for an LR Bye Guys Goku. We're still waiting for that moment. I know Nano talks about it all the time, but everybody else is still waiting for that. Make it happen. Anyway, so you got that, and then the Treasure Cruise, you fought Frieza. You couldn't beat him, but I think you had to survive for like a couple turns, and then you got a Luffy. I don't know what Luffy it was, but you got a Luffy. So Brave Frontier could do something to where it's like the free unit could maybe be Luffy, but maybe like Kid Luffy. The summonable units could be the Straw Hats for part 1. Part 2 could be... That's a good question. Maybe the Worst Generation? Possibly? Huh. I don't know how that would work. That's actually a really good question. I don't know what part 2 could be. Because maybe part 2 could be like Ace or something. Ace and... I don't know who else. Wow, that's actually that. I would be very interested if if Brave Frontier was still alive, how they would handle that. But they would make it work. Okay, they would make it work somehow. But I think it would have been so dope if Brave Frontier and One Piece would have collabed. That would have been sick. That would have been awesome. All right, moving on. We already talked about Grand Summoners, so Chainsaw Man. Yeah, Chainsaw Man. Brave Frontier could have did a collab with Chainsaw Man. Look, if Bloodline can get a Chainsaw Man collab, anything's possible. Which I mean, it makes sense that the Bloodline got a collab with Chainsaw Man, because Bloodline is now ran by Crunchyroll, and Chainsaw Man premieres on Crunchyroll, so It just makes sense. Anyway, they could have did it, especially because Chainsaw Man is very popular. It's a very popular show, and I don't blame them because Chainsaw Man is really good, pretty good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, and no spoiling in the comments either. No one's gonna comment on this video, but if I do get comments on the video, please do not spoil any of the shows I'm going to talk about. Let me do that. I'm kidding. Don't spoil the show for people, because Chainsaw Man is really good. The manga is really good. There are some very impactful things that happen in the manga that, if you don't want to read it, fine, but just be prepared for the stuff that's going to happen. And if you have, you know what I'm talking about, and I would prefer to have that to where the anime onlys can experience that themselves whenever that stuff gets animated. So just don't spoil anything in the comments, please. Just don't do it. But yeah, Chainsaw Man, Brave Frontier could have worked. Part 1 could have been Denji could have been the free unit, possibly, maybe, I don't know. The summonable units for Part 1 could have been Power and Aki, and then Part 2 could have been Makima or something. Something like that. I don't know. Because, you know, Denji, Power, Aki, they're all buddies. I see buddies with quotation marks, but they're buddies. Makima, Denji likes Makima a lot. So, bam, bada bing, bada boom. She could have maybe had like the other characters on there, like Himeno, Kenobi, the other bro, I don't remember his name. They could have done something like that. It could have worked. Once again, if Brave Frontier can get a Tokyo Ghoul collab, they can do a Chainsaw Man collab. Like, come on now. Come on. Like, Tokyo Ghoul is more gruesome. Oh, actually, no, it's not. I take back what I just said. Never mind. I was going to say Tokyo Ghoul is more gruesome than Chainsaw Man, but no, it's not. Chainsaw Man be aggressively brutal. But yeah, I would have loved this. And honestly, they could have just used like the assets that Bloodline did for their units, because in Bloodline they're pixelated. They're pixelated units, so they could have like worked on the base of that. I wouldn't say they should do that because it's copyright. Not copyright, but it's not copyright, but they could have did something with that. Is what I'm trying to say. So could have worked. I would have definitely been summoned for Aki and Power, because those are my people. I probably would have summoned for Makima, but I don't know. But yeah, no. Brave Frontier Chainsaw Man could have been something great. Moving on to the next thing. Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin. So, this one is interesting, because Attack on Titan goes through a time skip. So, I'm trying to think of what part they... I got it, okay. So, part 1 could have been like the first part of Attack on Titan, like first part before the time skip. So the free unit could have been, I don't know, Eren or something. Part 1 Eren, because no, part 2 Eren does not deserve to be free. So it could have been part 1 Eren. The summonable units could have been Mikasa and Levi, as I know Levi was really popular and still is really popular now, but I think at that time he was like #1 popular character in Attack on Titan. So it could have been that. And then part 2, because there's 2 banners. There's usually 2 banners for collabs. So the second thing could have been, I don't know what the second one could have been, because if Eren's free or if Armin's free, then that kind of would have taken away from whatever else. That's a really good question. What could have the second one been? Second banner could have been maybe Erwin? Maybe Erwin and Hans? Once again, me talking about this just makes me wish that this happened, because I would have loved to see this stuff come true. But anyway, so that could have been the part 1 banner, and then the part 2 could have been time skip Eren, time skip. That's the thing though, I don't know, because I know when they did collabs, they didn't have like a lot of characters on a banner. It was only like 2. So this is why I'm only saying 2 characters per banner, because they didn't like go nuts with it. But you know what? I'm gonna break my rule for Attack on Titan. So the Part 1 banners still stay the same. Mikasa Hanji, Mikasa Levi, Thorin Armin, Erwin, okay, whatever. No. So just Mikasa Levi for the Part 1 banner. And then the second banner for Part 1 could have been Erwin and Hanji. We'll keep it like that. And then the Part 2 banner could have been time skip Eren, time skip Mikasa, time skip Levi, all on one banner. Time skip Armin. And then maybe the Part 2 banner could have been like Peak, Porco, Zeke, someone else. I don't know who that someone else could have been. Maybe Reiner or something. Maybe. I don't know how that would have worked. But I know one thing: if this ever did happen, time skip Eren would not be free. You would have to sub for him because no, you know how popular he is now. He's very popular. So I don't think Brave would ever do that because this is a mobile game, so they still got to make money, and that would be the way to make money is to do that, to incentivize people to spend money on a character. So yeah. Of course, I was going to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. What do you think I am, stupid? And by the way, I just realized there's some Mahito in the background of the Season 1 poster, because I didn't know who that was. That's crazy. Anyway, so, Brave Frontier Jujutsu Kaisen definitely could have worked, because in Japan, Jujutsu Kaisen got a collab with White Cat Project, or whatever it's called there, or as it was called out here, Rune Story, which that game shut down way too fast. It should have been able to spread its wings more. But anyway, definitely could have worked. They could have made Yuji. No, never mind. They're not making Yuji free. I must be out of my mind. So unfortunately for this setup, I don't think any character would be free in this because all the Jujutsu Kaisen characters are incredibly popular. So, Part 1 banner could be Yuji, Megami, Nobara, just those 3. And Maki. Sorry, Maki. It would be those 4 for Part 1. The second part of the banner could have just been Mahito and Geto for that. Because those were the main antagonists for Part 1 of it. And then the second part of the banner, Gojo. Gojo would have been the summonable unit because, of course, he would. Because it's Gojo. It's Satoru Gojo. Why else would he not be the summonable unit for the banner? By himself. That's all you need. Alright, if they did that, they would make a plethora of money because people, including me, love Gojo. So, yeah, just make him the on its own, bada bing, bada boom, bada bam. They would be raking in money if this ever happened. But, yeah, or maybe it would be Gojo and Sukuna. I don't know. Because I kind of forgot about Sukuna, but I don't know. It probably would just be Gojo by himself because Gojo does not need no one else on his banner. Because Gojo's him. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. God, so cool they did that. Moving on to the next thing, we got Demon Slayer, because of course we have Demon Slayer. Is that Daki? What the? I don't know. I guess there's just random demons in the background. Anyway, so Demon Slayer definitely could have worked. Once again, Rune Story got a collab with it in JP. I don't know if it was successful or not because I don't speak Japanese, but they got a collab out there. Brave Frontier's been around for a very long time, so it makes it eligible for it because there are games where like they won't be out for that long, but they get like a collab with like something really popular. Bloodline, for example, that game was not around that long, even though it's been around for a while, but it got resurrected, and within like the first month, it got Attack on Titan collab, and then Chainsaw Man collab. Brave Frontier has legacy with this thing, so definitely could have worked. They could have made, I don't know, Luzon free? I guess. I don't know. And the summonable characters for part 1 could be Tanjiro, Nezuko. Well, I mean, Nezuko's always in the box. So it would have been Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke for part 1. The second part of the banner could have been Gyu by himself. I'm referring to season 1. No, Gyu and Shinobu. Could have been those two for the part 2 banner. And then for parts so part 1 banners would have 2 banners. First one, Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu. The second banner for part 1 could be Gyu and Shinobu. And then the second part of the collab could have been like Rengoku, Tengen, or no, maybe part 2 banner would just be Rengoku by himself and Tengen by himself, because this is now going from season 1 to season 2. And the characters in season 1 who would be summonable were like the main ones that we knew. And then in season 2, obviously, Rengoku, God rest your soul, and Tengen for his own arc. Definitely could have worked. It definitely could have worked. I could have seen this being something amazing. I would have loved it, because once again, Brave Frontier would have made a lot of money doing this, because Demon Slayer is really popular. And with these characters, people will go nuts for them, because people love Rengoku, people love Tengen, people love the main 3 characters of Demon Slayer. You put them in a game, they'll spend a lot of money for it. Like, I'm honestly surprised that, like, Puzzles and Dragons doesn't have a Demon Slayer collab, I don't think they do. That's crazy that they don't have one, if I'm remembering correctly. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, but yeah. They could have did that. I would have made a lot of money. It probably would have brought a lot of people over to Brave Frontier, much like the other collabs on here, because, you know, they might be like, you know, they might be scrolling through YouTube or whatever, and like a Brave Frontier ad might pop up saying, oh, this weekend, Brave Frontier Jujutsu Kaisen, check it out. And people are like, you know, I've never heard of this Brave Frontier game, so I think I will give it a try, because they are collabing with one of my favorite animes. So it could have just brought in like a lot of new players, and maybe they would have stayed to play the game longer, maybe they just would have been there for the collab, but it would have brought in new people, so those downloads could go up, and so there could be a celebration, and yada 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 yada. Yeah, it could have worked. Would have loved it. I mean, I'll say this now: all of the shows, games that I have on this list, I would have loved for Brave to do a collab with. But yeah, some of these I would have loved more. All right, moving on. Hear me out. Hear me out. This wouldn't happen. This would never happen, because Disney would not. Sorry. Square Enix and Disney would not allow this to happen. But hear me out. What if Brave Frontier got a Kingdom Hearts collab? And the reason why I say that is because before Score, and many years ago, there was a Kingdom Hearts mobile game that was around for a very long time. I think 6 years. Shut down a few years ago, and I just think it would have been so cool if that happened, because, like, you know, they finally put Sora in Smash. So I don't know. Maybe the floodgates would open with him being in Smash. I don't think they have yet, but you know. So the way this one would work, I don't know who the free character would be. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora. Maybe. And then the summonable unit could be Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. He'd probably be by himself, honestly. So it would just be Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora summonable. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku for the second part. And then part 2 could be maybe Roxas. No, okay. Yeah. So part 2 would be summonable Roxas, a summonable Ven, and these will all be on the same banners. Or no. Hold on. No. I just thought of something crazy. Okay, scratch the first here. So the part 1 banner would be Sora, Roxas, Ven. The second part of the banner would be Riku, Aqua, Terra. And then the second part of the celebration collab, whatever you want to call it, would be Ansem, Xemnas, and Young Xehanort. And then the second part of the The second part of the celebration, the other banner would be maybe Dadariku, Shion, and I can't think of anybody else. Maybe Terranort, possibly. Well, I'm just saying a bunch of spoilers for Kingdom Hearts. Whoops. Maybe something like that, or maybe like another organization member. But I think something to the beat of that. I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty sick. I would enjoy that a lot. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. I'm actually playing Kingdom Hearts 2 also on critical mode, and I'm not looking forward to some of those fights I'm going to have to deal with eventually. But I'll face my fears eventually with that. But let's move on to the next thing I have on here, which I don't know what it is. Oh, okay. Persona 5. Persona 5 collab would be sick. It could work. Dragalia Lost got a Persona collab. Lost Claudia got a Persona collab. Grand Blue got a Persona collab. I'm pretty sure Monster Strike has one too. Basically, a lot of games out there have gotten a Persona 5 collab. And I think it would work really well with Brave Frontier because it's Brave Frontier. If, like I said before, if Lost Claudia can get a collab with the game, Brave Frontier could too if it was still alive. So how would this work? So it would be Persona 5 Royal. That would be the characters because in the vanilla Persona 5, some characters weren't in there. And so part 1, free character would be probably Joker, Ren, Akira, whatever you want to call him. Just like in his regular type. Non-Phantom Thief, whatever. And then the summonable units could have been... Part 1 would have probably been Joker, Ryuji... Basically, the Phantom Thieves. The Phantom Thieves would have been the Part 1 units. Actually, no, because they're probably split it up. No. We'll keep it up. Part 1 would be Phantom Thieves. Maybe there wouldn't be like another banner for Part 1. It would just be that. And then the second part of the collab, the summonable units would probably be, spoiler alert by the way, would be Kasumi and Akechi. I will not divulge why those two would be the summonable units. If you played Persona 5 Royal, you know why. If you haven't, well then I will leave you on the edge of your seat because I will not spoil why it would be those two. But yeah, I think it would work really well. Oh, dude! And then like, because I forget about Brave Frontier having raids. The raids for that could be like the bosses in Persona 5. That'd be so sick. Anyway, the raid boss in there would probably be like, I don't know, some Persona boss. Oh god, my wrist. Oh, that hurt. The raids could be like bosses from Persona 5 or something. I'm sure they were figured out if they were going to include raids, which I think they definitely could do. But yeah, I would have loved a Persona 5 collab with Brave Frontier. Though, if it did happen, I think Brave Frontier would have shut down even quicker because Persona 5 has a curse amongst gacha games. Like, if a gacha game gets a Persona collab, usually they shut down pretty early. Point example, Dragalia Lost. Moving on to the next thing. Oh, hear me out. A Yu-Gi-Oh collab in Brave Frontier. Imagine how crazy that would go. Just imagine how crazy that would go. I already have this one down to a T on how this would work. So the free character would be Yugi Moto. Without Yami Yugi, it would be Yugi Moto. Summonable units for part 1 would be Yugi, Joey, I'm not gonna say Kaiba because Kaiba would be on his own banner. Maybe just those two. Second banner, Kaiba by himself. And then for the second part of the collab, it would like go to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And like the summonable units for that one would be Jaden, Cyrus. Not Cyrus. People don't know Cyrus like them. Jaden, Chaz. Chaz it up. Chaz it up. Those two would be on the banner. God, I have not seen Yu-Gi-Oh! GX in so long. The second part of the banner would be maybe Zayn and Jesse or something. Because didn't those two duel or something? Actually, no, wait, hold on. Scratch that. We're gonna erase that. Okay. We're going back to part 1. Or no. Okay, no. We'll scratch out the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX part. We'll just say they're sticking strictly to OG Yu-Gi-Oh! So, the banners will still stay the same. It'll be Yugi, Joey, Kaiba by himself. And then the second part of the banner, like part 2 of the collab, would be Yami Merrick, Yami Bakura. Maybe they'd be on the same banner because they dueled and, you know, all that stuff happened. And then maybe those two would be on the banner, and then no, separate banners. That way, 1, 2. You have to pick either if you want Merrick or Bakura. Yeah, I think that would go swimmingly. And then I guess if they did GX, it would be Jaden, Cyrus. No, what am I saying? Jaden, Chaz, and then the second banner, Zayn and Jesse, like I said before. Or maybe if not Jesse, then Aster. It'll be something like that. You can switch out whichever one, but yeah, God, that would be sick. Oh yeah, the raid boss for this. I guess maybe like one of the god cards for like OG Yu-Gi-Oh! And then maybe for GX. Spoilers, the Supreme King or something, or Yubel. I think it could work. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Bleach! Because everyone loves Bleach. The show. YouTube, I'm talking about the show. I'm not talking about Clorox. I'm talking about the anime show. Hit anime, Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War. Yeah, so this collab would be interesting as well. The free unit could probably be Ichigo before he becomes a Soul Reaper, or the version of himself to where he first became a Soul Reaper, to where he had like the big sword, the really big Zanpakuto toe. And then the part 1 summonable unit could be Rukia. I guess it'd be Byakuya? I guess? And Renji, maybe they would all just be on the same banner. Part 2 would be Uryu, Chad, almost a Chaz. Maybe Kisuke? Possibly? And then part 2 would be Bankai Ichigo. I'm only talking about like okay, hold on. I should probably think about what part of Bleach they would collab with, because if they did like Soul Society, then why do I think so hard about this stuff? Okay, you know what? Fine. We'll say the Aizen arc. Spoilers. So Aizen arc of Bleach. Free unit would still be regular Ichigo. No. Soul Society. Because I have a better concept of what would be summonable and what wouldn't be. So it still stays the same. Part 2 would be Bankai Ichigo, like when he first got his Bankai. And then maybe the other summonable unit, the part 2 to the part 2 banner would be Aizen. Like when he first becomes evil. Not when he first becomes evil, but when he... You know what I mean? When we all thought he died and Ichigo was like, Aizen, I'll stop you. And Aizen stopped your sword with one hand. That Aizen. I think that would be really cool. It would be sick. I would love that. It just sounds so good because I can visually picture this being in Brave Frontier. I can visually picture it. Gee golly willikers. I hope that I didn't forget that they had a collab, because if they did, I have to cut this part out. But I don't. Yeah. All right. We have 2 more things, and then we are out of here. Oh, well then. Never mind. We're done. I forgot that I had this image up before I started talking about it, but yeah, we're done. Yeah, I think we're done here, because I don't have any other topics, any other suggestions that they could do as collabs. Yeah. If you were in the shoes of Gummy, and if you could make a collab for a show, which one would you do and why? Who would be the summonable units, the raid boss, the free unit, And I think that's all that we normally do with these collabs. But yeah, thank you for watching this video going down a memory lane. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this, so you might see this weekend, you might see it 2 weekends from now. I don't know. I'm very slow with uploading videos. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.